Good evening, YouTube. Hope you all having a fantastic evening. I'm doing just fine. What's up, Deathbed? Yeah, buddy. What creates incels? Fuck those sick pieces of shit. What creates incels? What creates feminazis? We're gonna examine those two things in this video. Thank you for donating your time to the cause. Greatly appreciated. Earlier, I was singing some vocals. My vocals still got it. But I tell you what, the way our society's been going is to a nutshell and back. This is a gender relations rant. If you're not interested, hit the back button now. Thank you all for tuning into this extravaganza. I'll be doing a live tomorrow. Life can be crazy sometimes. But the main reason incels hate women and feminazis hate men is because feminazis and incels just haven't found the right one. And you may think I'm obnoxious for saying that, but it's the truth. It's the truth, YouTube. Earlier today, I watched a video about 7,000 women. I watched a video about 7,000 women, 7 million, whatever the fuck number, you know what I'm saying? 7 million plus women all bitching about the same thing, which got me thinking there's like 7 million plus men who are feeling the same way or otherwise. And I'm like, yikes, dude. If there was a men's march and they were screaming about the same shit that the scum was screaming about, you'd never hear the end of it. If you watched the live stream earlier, then you know what's up. Entertain you cool cobras with a gender relations rant. I hear men and women complain about the same problems. Men and women, your problems are reflected in other people's problems. I hear both genders bitching about the same thing. Why can't I find someone decent? When you feel the same way, you get sick and tired of hearing everyone else bitch about it. So you're just like, okay, what's the bigger problem here? Oh, it's the dating scene. It's not me. It's just, to some degree, maybe it's the way you handle things. So parts of it are because of you and what you contribute. But outside of that, YouTube, yeah, you work past that and start focusing on the bigger issues. You're pissed off because you haven't had pussy in a couple of years versus why everyone, not just you included, is bitching about the dating scene. That's the truth. You got people who are the same age as you bitching about the same problems. I'm sure people are tired of hearing about gender relation rants, but honestly, I'm tired of the genders fighting over stupid shit. That's just my opinion. Not that it matters much. Do hope you all having a fantastic Sunday, early Monday. I'll be doing a guitar stream in a couple hours. Old school feminism versus modern day feminism. There isn't much difference, mind you. Hear me out. Old school feminists have had to fight for decades for gender equality. Now that they have it, they're like, what do I do with it? So now they're being complete arseholes to men versus giving that same feeling to women everywhere. That's what separates feminazis from real feminists. Real feminists will be like, you know what, putting men down and being a sexist C-bomb towards other men just because you're pissed off at the way men have treated women in general isn't going to fix the issues. It'll feel fucking deliciously good, but it won't fix the issues. So you're just like, What is up, punk rock? He says, LOL. It doesn't matter if I'm sober or drunk or not. I'm coming to you fixing the way men and women treat each other. It's a much better use of my time than whining. Even after I get laid, I'm still going to fight for gender relations. That's the thing of it. Is I found something that I'm passionate about and that can make a difference. And in some way, shape, or form, I see that what I'm doing on YouTube is making a difference. Even if it's occasionally a fan reaching out and saying, bro, you know what I'm saying? People are like, when's the next rap album? I might produce a Valentine's Day album. The Christmas album was a right hit. I did it for shits and giggles, and it got a lot of positive results. So I might do one for single awareness. And if you want to check it out, that's cool. If not, you know. Do appreciate Alex Ford Deathbed Tapes for releasing the Cobra's Crew Christmas Carols album. Made a lot of people laugh their asses off. 2020 was a crap year for a lot of people. 2021 can be a lot better. It's just how you perceive it. You know, if you've been going into 2021 with the attitude of 2020 sucked, so you know what I'm saying? It can be very easy to sit there and doubt your New Year's. The end of 2020 was crazy for me, and when I was doing that interview with Robbie earlier, I reflected upon that, and I was like, yeah, you know, it wasn't a complete crap show for me, but it had some moments, you know. So I've just decided that 2021 is going to be an awesome year for me. I'm going to keep kicking ass at what I do. Enough said on that. But incels versus feminazis, both women and men who hate each other, are pissed off because they haven't found some solid dick or some solid pussy. That's how it is. Society puts too much pressure on people to get laid, men especially. Like, if you don't get laid, you're a pussy ass male. Fuck off. You know what I'm saying? But here's the fucking shit part of it. You get 7 million women on TikTok all screaming hashtag kill all men. You'd be sitting there as a male feeling a little bit intimidated. I don't care how tough you think you are. The 7 million members of the opposite sex are pissed off at men. You know, even I'm a little bit concerned. I'm just like, dude, we're not all like that, sweetheart. Oh, I'm sorry, did calling you a sweetheart piss you off? Okay, you know what pisses me off? If men were to make crap like that on TikTok, we would be called incels and pieces of shit, toxic males, blah, blah, blah. So, and the fact that women do it and it goes unchecked or ignored, it's because of the whole, oh, you hit like a girl bullshit. As a kid in the 90s, I grew up with that shit. You know what I'm saying? You're out on the playground and someone says, "Oh, so and so hits like a girl. Batter up. This guy can't hit worth a shit." So even the suggestive sexism was introduced to my lingo at a young age. And when boys are being told you can't hit women, you have to respect them, but at the same time, if you can't hit as strong as the other boys, you can't bat that ball out of the park, you're a huge pussy and you hit like a girl. You know, it's sending mixed signals. Like, you're supposed to respect women, but being ridiculed as a woman because you can't hit the ball as strong as the other boys can. It's complete assery. This idea, and that's just it. Nobody checks the sexism of it. They're just like, it's a point that I made in my last video. Women who support men are being seen as weak and cock hungry, and men who support women are just seen as you're trying to get pussy, you're just kissing ass. And that kind of crap makes it hard for the genders to support each other when society is ridiculing each other for supporting each other. If you were at a singles awareness convention and you filled it with incels and feminazis, some people say that's chaos waiting to unfold. I say it's an opportunity to learn how humans really think. Because a lot of these people are sitting behind a keyboard pissed off at the world because of the way the world treats certain issues. Women and men are pinned against each other because of this whole battle of the sexes bullshit. Both women and men are put underneath the same pressure, but to some degree, men feel it a bit worse when it comes to the whole you need to get laid bullshit culture we live in. Women are put underneath all this pressure. Oh, if you're not married before you're 30, you'll be a lonely cat lady. And men are put underneath this pressure. If you're not laid by the time you're 18, you're a pussy ass male. And it's like, dude, stop with this. I'm telling you right now, if you're like 20, 21, and you haven't had sex yet, it's okay. I'm going to tell you it's okay and it doesn't matter. Don't let society make you feel like a piece of shit, miserable fuck because you haven't found someone to fuck yet. I'm serious. These pressures are what creates incels and feminazis. Women are being told their entire fucking life by older women that men are pieces of shit. Yet men today have given most women more rights than they've ever had. There are some parts of the world where women are still oppressed, but for the most part, women have rights. And there are some women who continue to fight for rights all across the board, where some women get distracted and go, well, now that Western women have rights, let's pick on men, see how they like it. That's what separates your feminazis from your feminists. Because the basis of feminism is gender equality based on female rights. And if women are being oppressed in the Middle East while women in the Western society have it good, then it's not female equality. So, of course, you're going to see women who are fighting for female equality all over the world versus women who are just in it because they want to see men squirm. The extremes ruin it for everyone. That's because a lot of these feminazis have had lousy dick and men who treat them like crap, and the combination of the two has made them bitter and it makes them hate men. Now, the same could be said for incels, ladies and gentlemen. Incels have had lousy pussy, or better yet, they've been pressured as men by society with the whole all men want is sex bullshit routine. So even if you're trying to wait patiently, you're still pressured into it. And on top of it, if you're not getting it, even if you're not comfortable with it or not, you're still being pressured by this mentality that society has laid down for men. The Mr. Fix-It everything. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate feminism for what it's done for women in the sense of it's empowered them and it's caused them to see their place and realize their potential. But in the downside of that, men have not realized their potential. Women have been told stay in the kitchen. Men have been told fix everything. And because of that, we see the way society plays out. Men are expected to fix everything. If the fucking goddamn sink clogs or if her tire pops, And this is what I'm saying to you, YouTube, is gender-based stereotypes are a bitch. If women can't cook or men can't fix everything, if women support men, if men support women, we're chastised for it. And it's horse shit. And if you want to spice up you and your partner's love life, tactical soap, baby. Some KY, mine plus hers, pink and blue shit, provided your partner is not allergic to lube. And, yeah. And then some tactical soap. Your female friend will be like, you smell good. Men, we're not that hard to seduce. We're not. Women are a lot harder to seduce. For years, women could seduce men with a simple glance or a nice, sexy red dress. The biggest complaint women have had about men is one, you're lucky you can pee standing up, and two, you men smell, and three, all you men care about is sex. Well, here's the thing of it, sweetheart. If that triggers you, calling you sweetheart, hear me out. You don't have to. I don't care. But aren't you tired of the stereotype that all women want is money? That all women are just sluts and gold diggers? Doesn't that just piss you off? Well, that's exactly how men feel when we're being told all you men want is sex. All you men are pigs. It's the same fucking concept, but a different fucking story. Right? Which is why my theory is this. If you get a room full of incels and feminazis, it can go two ways. Chaos or just beautifully. Because here's the thing of it. A lot of incels who are pissed off at women, a lot of feminazis who hate men, these people just need some good dick and some good pussy. You know what I'm saying? And I guarantee you, I'm just saying, make love, not war. And, the world will be a better fucking place. These people need to get laid more than I do. That might be savage considering I'm going through a 3-year dry spell, but come on, people. That's just it, isn't it? People are competitive with the love they receive and the life they lead. Valentine's Day has become a fucking piss poor contest of, okay, level 1, you actually have someone. Level 2, is your gift better than your date's best frenemy's gift? Because if you get your girl something, but your girlfriend's best friend that she secretly hates, her boyfriend gets her something that's 4 times better, of course she's going to be jealous. And that's not your fault as a man. That's because women are so fucking catty towards each other. Yet another reason why dating can be difficult. A lot of women will get greedy, a lot of men will get greedy. When people get greedy and don't appreciate what they have on the dating scene, they end up breaking up with that person and then they get with a miserable piece of shit and they start going, man, I really wished I wouldn't have, you know what I'm saying? Classic scenario. lot of people are gonna get sick of these gender relation rants. And that's just it. I get sick and tired of women and men complaining about the same shit. Women and men are basically complaining about the same shit. I hear both sexes complaining about, why haven't I found the right person yet? And I'm in the same boat and I'm just sick of hearing it. And I'm like, you know what? It makes me appreciate my dry spell. At the same time, I'm just like, you know what? There's got to be a solution to this madness. And yet, when we examine the solutions, we find that both parties are equally as guilty and that dating is frustrating because both women and men are equally as psychotic, equally as manipulative, equally manipulated, and equally victimized. And because of that, dating takes on a whole new perspective, doesn't it? You understand how the opposite sex thinks now. You think, well, women are told they have to be their prettiest, and men are going, I don't understand it. Okay, well, how does it feel when you see a dude who's ripped and he looks better than you look and he gets more chicks than you get and you feel like a piece of shit? And then you get told by women, well, maybe if you worked out, you get a chick. But then if you fat shame women, you get called a pig. Oh, wait. See, fat shaming and violence and rape should be wrong regardless of which gender does it. But whenever men do it, it's all society talks about. Women do it, it's unheard of. And that kind of toxic behavior encourages bad behavior patterns. Hope you're all having an awesome new 2021. Drink some Coca-Cola. Get some soda pop and some tobacco. I'm ready to rock. I found that soda pop helps with the ADHD. I can focus more on what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? The thing about gender relations you have to realize is that even though if a gender relation specifically impacts men, like say for example, we have the classic stereotype, all men want is sex. That's a negative stereotype for men. That's not to say shit, because women have negative stereotypes for them as well. But that being said, it puts men underneath all this pressure. Their masculinity is measured by how much pussy they can get. And it creates this chauvinistic pig-like world for men. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and what happened was, I thought you were going to get her number. Pussy, you couldn't get her number. And it's dumb. A real alpha male will get women to notice him without even trying. You just show up and like, that dude. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do. Beside the point. You see men trying to smell good and work out for women, and they're praised for it. But if women try to smell good or work out for men, they get slut shamed by other women. They get harassed by society because they're either too fat or too skinny, and it's frustrating, YouTube. Women and men are put underneath the same pressure to get married and have sex and have the perfect body. And when they can't achieve it, all hell breaks loose, and it's so retarded. Because when I examine the way incels and feminazis react to the opposite sex, at the end of the day, It's people who are just pissed off with the opposite sex and they haven't found someone yet, or they're single, or they're angry about something. It's a common denominator between feminazis and incels, which are the equivalent to gentlemen and feminists. A gentleman will support feminist rights without being an ass about it, without kissing her ass or being a sexist male pig. A feminist should be able to support female rights without being a sexist towards men and without degrading her own sex. Women need to be strong enough to say, you know what, how would it feel if the situation were reversed? Because here's the thing of it. If women try to support men, they get called weak. You're not a strong woman if you support man. Well, then you can't expect men to support women if that's your attitude, you know? And you can agree or disagree, whatever you want. This is just a live stream. You know, I saw that video that Isaiah Butterfield did, published March of 2020, last year. The fact that there are 7 million women wanting to kill men, it's a bit disconcerting. And if we dare stand up for ourselves as men, we get told we're mansplaining. But last time I checked, if you're being attacked physically or mentally, it's animalistic instinct. You defend yourself. If you're not trained to fuck with cobras and you're going in the wild to fuck with a poisonous cobra and you get bit, then you throw a bitch fit because you got bit. Is it were you fucking with it? Yes. Were you trained to handle it? No. Well, that's why you got bit. Now, if the cobra feels threatened, it's going to fight back. And humans are no different in that respect. Your environment, your territory is being threatened, you react. When men have their masculinity challenged, they act as manly as they possibly can, which means they may act more stupid. And women are no exception to that rule, ladies and gentlemen. When women feel their femininity challenged, they immediately act meaner to the next woman they're competing with while also trying to be prettier. That's just how it is. Like someone says you're a pussy or you're not a real woman, women and men both will sit there and be like, shit, my gender identity is being challenged, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, they act more feminine or more masculine to make up for that. This is why a lot of women think, oh, not shaving my pits is a gender issue. And I'm like, no. It's like I've said, your voice is stronger than your body. Ladies, King Cobra is speaking the truth. Female empowerment is a beautiful thing. Empowerment of the mind is a beautiful thing, regardless of gender. Okay? But if you're stuck blaming the opposite sex for society's problems, I hear a lot of feminazis screaming, fuck the patriarchy. It should be screaming, fuck society's bullshit. Because do you think the patriarchy gives a shit whether you shave your armpits or not? If they're from an older generation, they're going to just laugh at you and be like, that's gross. And laugh at you because they have power, you don't. Your voice is stronger. Make that voice be heard. And if people disagree with me on this issue, well, then let me refer to a Sydney Watson video that I watched. A man in Australia versus a woman. There was an independent clothing store that featured a shirt for boys and men. The shirt harmlessly said, "Boys will be boys." It depends on how you look at the slogan, but a woman complained about how sexist it was and how degrading towards women it was. And the clothing store in Australia removed it. And the clothing store issued a huge apology to women everywhere, like, "Oh, we're so sorry." Now we flip the script. There is a Australia Target, okay? Australia Target featured a junior women's youth series shirt that said, "Girls are smarter." It's perfectly harmless. When girls are at that age, it's perfectly harmless and perfectly natural for them to think boys are icky and etc., etc. You know, if you're a strong enough male, you're just like, that's just that age group. Who cares? It's a shirt. Right. But there is a male in Australia who saw the shirt in Target Australia that said, "Girls are smarter." He got offended. What happened? He complained to Target Australia saying that that shirt was sexist towards men and it should be removed. What did Target Australia say? "We're not going to remove the shirt because that's part of our women's youth series. It's meant to empower and encourage women, etc., etc." Now, a lot of men are pretty steaming pissed about that issue. That kind of crap happens to men all the time. Now, imagine if Target Australia had posted a shirt that said "Boys are stronger," and if a woman complained about it and asked for it to be removed, and if it didn't get removed because it was meant to encourage boys who are weak, you would complain and bitch, but at the end of the day, women expect men to be strong and tough, so the complaint would be lost and extremely hypocritical. And if that's too fucking far, I don't care. The idea, if you expect a woman to be in the kitchen and cook you a good meal and make you a sandwich after sex, oh, that's sexist, but you expect your man to be able to fix everything. Oh, the kitchen sink is clogged. Hey, honey, could you unclog it? Somehow the gender-based stereotypes for men aren't sexist. You know, I'm just like, women know exactly how that feels, so why do it to men? You know? And if they're making that effort to be like that, then men can make an effort to be nicer to women. And then the end result is genders understand each other. It's a beautiful concept, YouTube. Beautiful concept. You expect a man to fix your car when it breaks. That's not sexist. But if you tell a woman she belongs in the kitchen, that's somehow sexist. See, that's where I fail to understand it. It should be equally as sexist to expect men to fix cars. You know what I'm saying? And just because women can't cook, just because men can't fix cars, it doesn't mean shit. We're all good at what we do. You know what I'm saying? And you don't need the opposite sex to do these things for you. Your car breaks, you can't cook a decent meal. Fucking learn how. There's several YouTube videos. What's up, guys? It's, that one Family Guy skit that I'm referencing. It's Corey's World. Welcome to Family Guy reference. Giddy goo, alright. Oh my god. Hey Loretta, them Family Guy impersonations were terrible. Hey Peter, shut the hell up, Joe. Here's the thing of it. I want to say two things. One, if you want to have a happier relationship, more intimacy, less fighting, better communication. You know what I'm saying? Sex doesn't fix everything, but whatever level of intimacy you and your other half are capable of achieving, make it happen. More intimacy, less fighting, better communication. Better communication starts when you understand how the female mind works. You stop acknowledging the differences and you start acknowledging what makes you similar. If a chick sees a dude she likes, her clitoris gets hard. If a dude sees a chick he likes, his dick gets hard. Not much difference. Yes. Never go to bed angry. If you and your wife or your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, are pissed off, never go to bed angry. Better communication. You see these couples who are like, oh, should I do marriage counseling? I'm like, you know what? You and your other half are the best counselor you're ever going to have. It's free, and all it takes is a sympathetic ear and being like, you know what? If you've had a rough day too, then listening to your other half bitch about their rough day is going to be like, join the club. The one biggest thing I can see between incels and feminazis is that they both hate the opposite sex. The only difference is if women who hate men talk about killing a bunch of men, it goes unchecked for the most part. But if men are like that towards women, oh, shame on you. And I'm like, it should be equally as disgusting if both genders do it. If it's disgusting when men do it, it should be disgusting when women do it, and vice versa. That's called gender equality. And most people don't want to hear that, but that's just the goddamn truth. A lot of people are gonna laugh their asses off. Like, oh my god, Cobra with his gender rants. LOL. Yep. Yeah, Cobra with his gender rants. Ho ho. You stop making it an issue about gender or race and you start empowering your mind. It's a beautiful thing. And with that, YouTube, I will catch you all in the next one. Subscribe for more content.